2 of Perfect the Craft.
To drop them into a cartwheel shape. So this is the shape that the Uke is actually trying to take. See that nice cartwheel shape? If your posture is more straight, this is the time to shoot Yoko Tomoe. So I take my standard judo grip, make my opponent a little bit into the opposite side I want to attack. When he reacts and goes to stand away. Hello everybody, it's me, Mustache Lou, and I'm here hosting today's episode of Perfect the Craft with my brother, the vaunted, the illustrious, current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Andy Newaza. And today we're going to be covering Yoko Tomoe Nage, or side whirling throw. When I shoot my Yoko Tomoe Nage, especially for this style, what I want to do is I want to be attacking an opponent whose hip line is straight here. I don't want my opponent to be bent over this way. If they're bent over, I have several options for other Tomoe Nages that I can shoot. But we did cover one last time, which is our standard Tomoe Nage towards our back, where we drop underneath our opponent and throw them over our body this way with a whirling action. But today, for Yoko Tomoe Nage, I want to attack an opponent who's showing me flatter hips. I take a standard judo grip, power hand on the lapel, hikite on the sleeve, okay? And when I set this throw up, what I want to do is I want to create a reaction from my opponent by weighting them into the opposite side that I want to attack. So I'm going to drop my elbow to the floor, and I'm going to make my opponent want to stand up this way. Okay, so let's talk about uchikomi and kuzushi. For this Tomoe Nage, unlike the last one that we did, your standard Tomoe Nage, there's not much you can do in the way of uchikomi, but there is a drill that you can do to work on your kuzushi or off balancing for this throw. So the type of kuzushi I want to create is down to the opposite side that I want to throw. I want this person to want to stand up straight. So what I do is I weight him down to the opposite side that I want to throw, and I get him to want to stand up. So a drill I can do to kind of practice the momentum of this throw is I can rock back and forth, foot to foot with my partner. So this is the most basic version that you can do. You see how I'm rocking back and forth with him here? And I'm feeling the momentum of where his body's going. Okay? Level 2, I can rock and place my foot. Rock and place my foot. Okay? Notice, I'm using the ball of my foot when I place. I'm not putting it flat. I want my opponent to pivot around the ball of my foot as I drop down and go into this throw. So foot placement for this, I'm placing the ball of my foot. One more time, level 2 rock. Place my foot. Place my foot. Place my foot. Okay? And level 3, we rock back and forth and throw on the third time. 1, 2, 3. Place. Cartwheel and roll my hands in a large circle to create the shape that I want with his upper body for the fall. Okay? Now, when I get that reaction to shoot my Yoko Tomoe Nage, the good thing about this throw is I don't have to shoot underneath my opponent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in the same plane as him and guide him into a cartwheel that I control. So a good drill to do to get better at your Yoko Tomoe Nage is actually a Yoko Ukemi, a side fall. Your side fall is actually the same shape that you're going to take when you roll through and do the throw for this Yoko Tomoe Nage. So a side fall looks like this. Okay? So as you can see, when I'm doing my side fall, I'm not just falling flat with my legs. My hips are actually rolling down and through the throw as I plant into my outside foot. So I plant into my outside foot. My leg sweeps across my body and my hips go down and through. They actually pop up towards the end. And that's the shape that you want to encourage when you're throwing this Yoko Tomoe Nage and you have your foot planted on your opponent. This Yoko Ukemi or side fall motion. So I bring my foot up when he goes to stand and I plant the ball of my foot into his hip. The reason I plant the ball of my foot is because I want this point to pivot. I don't want to go flat-footed on this one and lock my foot. I want him to pivot on my toes. Okay, next we're going to talk about the shape of the fall for Yoko Tomoe Nage. The shape that you're trying to make your opponent take is the shape of a cartwheel, okay? So because we're shooting it on a person with a straight posture here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my momentum and my weight of sitting into this leg to drop them into a cartwheel shape. So this is the shape that the uke is actually trying to take. See that nice cartwheel shape to the side? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Yoko Ukemi along with him, and you're going to kind of see where the shape of my throw is going to fit into the shape of his fall. Ready? Did you see that? One more time. You see where my body fits in that action, right? As his body wheels over, I'm going to be planting on him with the ball of my foot and using this as a pivot point to drive his hips into a cartwheel shape. And to make sure that he falls, I'm going to stop his posting hand on the cartwheel. So if my opponent tries to do a cartwheel and I stop the posting hand, they're actually going to take a nice fall over their head. Ready? Okay? So the shape of the fall, I'm trying to make them take a cartwheel, and I'm taking out their posting hand while driving them through with my posted foot. Once I get this placement here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop into my Yoko Ukemi or side fall shape. As I drop into my side fall shape, my hips are going to go down and extend up through the throw as I wheel my hand. So lastly, let's cover the shape of my hands. All I want to do as I'm throwing that Tomoe Nage, dropping down and going to the side, is I want to create a steering wheel with my hands. So I place my foot on my opponent. I'm ready to pivot on the ball of my foot. I drop down, and as I go, I circle my hands to make sure that my partner can't plant their cartwheel on the ground. Okay. Notice my hand goes down my hip as I circle and fall through for the Yoko Tomoe Nage. To control my opponent's upper body and take his post hand out so he can't cartwheel out of my throw. So the drop looks like this. And that's your Yoko Tomoe Nage. If you like today's video, make sure you subscribe below. You can follow at Dojo Outfitters and my most beloved brother at Andy Newaza on Instagram. I'm Mustache Lou. I'll see you guys next time.